Welcome back. So we're back to our gravity clips for our functional fun. And I know you've been practicing the last one. So let's come into this one, which is our seated hamstring extension and then our abdominal or our torso rotations. So you already know Carol, so she's going to join us in this. First of all, we'll just show you what we did in the functional fun sequence. So if you want to hop on board, always get on safely. Glide board comes up to the foot holder, ankle in first. Now remember, we started this in an upright position. So knees were bent, the feet were up, or relaxed actually, shoulders up, and all Carol is going to do is extend her legs to the hamstring, pull up the hamstring first, and then remember what we added on after that? We added in the torso. So we go down in one, twist, come back in, and pull up through the hamstrings. Down, twist, in and out. We'll just get Carol to do one more either side. Looks familiar? Does it feel familiar? I remember this is quite a tough one in the sequence. Fantastic. So that's where we finished it, and then we moved on to another movement. Where we take it today for you is adding in some equipment. So if you're working in a small group, this is really fun to do. Have the ball ready, and we have one right here on set. So what Carol's going to do is exactly the same sequence, but with that added resistance. So remember, as we're doing this, we still don't want to let any part of our body collapse. So lower back is going to remain strong. Shoulders and chest are going to stay open. If you want to go short lever first for the twist, that's great. Keep it in close. Feel what it's like with that added variable of resistance. For some people, this will be challenging enough. So by keeping it close and having that twist, it adds that new element, and their body has to become aware of how to control it. What we can do from here, though, is replicate it with that unilateral. So we come down, and we'll end up using the one arm. So it's very similar now. Pull, twist, in and down. So when we have the abdominals at the furthest, this is where the most load is, both on the lower back and on the obliques. We've got our rector, our abdominals engaged firmly through the extension, and obviously the hamstrings are firing up. So this is very functional. We're doing more than two things at once here. Do you want to have a rest?
I'll take a break.
Oh, well done. So that would be the next transition. So using that ball with the rotation. This time, if you're able to, and you're in a position where you can work with a group and be spotting with them, we're going to take it in and replicate a throwing motion. So how often have you been on the field and you reach up back far and then you have to throw that ball back? We can add that little element here if it's appropriate to your group. So let's see what it looks like. First of all, we'll just go through replicating that movement before we add the throw. So down, arm goes back, and then Carol comes back up into that hamstring. So remember here, the furthest point away, catch, we need to be fully engaged. So protecting the lower back, make sure that we're drawing in, our ribs are sitting down and flat and they're not popping up. We'll just do one more either side. Have you noticed that she's breathing really quietly? I know it's tough, but she's pretending it's not. Have a rest. So I'm going to stand here at the top of the tower, and this time what Carol's going to do, as she gets to the furthest point, she's going to throw that ball back to me. I'm going to pass it to her, and then she's going to replicate that movement and throw it back again while I destroy the set. It's all right. It's what the garage is for. You ready? Here we go. Back, twist, here I am. Perfect. Pass the ball back. Back, twist, here I am. Very nice. What I'd like not to see when you're doing this, when you're looking at your participants, is that they forget about how they're catching the ball or how they're throwing the ball. And that's by not letting the hips rock forwards and back. So it's really important that we brace through that area, the abdominal or the core area, which works all the way up through our torso and includes our shoulders and our arms. And everything's fixed, but working in harmony. We'll do two more.
Thank you.
Because I don't think I've ever caught the ball this many times in my life. There we go, fantastic. So you have three developments there, and you can choose whatever level is suitable to your client or your group, but remember again, the primary importance is that we exercise safely. So if we add this dimension of the ball, we need to make sure that our participants don't forget the exercises that they're doing. This is just a stimulus, but the initial work or the initial load has to be affected in a very safe environment. So I hope you enjoy that tip, have fun with it, and try not to drop the ball.